Hi, and welcome to your first video of Pilates Mini, learning how to use Mini at home in reference to being on a reformer or a Cadillac, so you can get the same feeling at your legs, at your arms. It's a full body workout we're going to be doing today. Soph's going to be joining us and she's going to be demoing the exercises for you. We're going to do 10 minutes, 10 exercises, 1 minute each. That's the recommended amount that we would sort of say is a really good workout to start with. So let's start today with some pelvic rocks, which is just tilting the pelvis back and forth as though you're layering that lower back down into the floor, pressing the lower back and then tilting the tailbone down and making a little arch in the lower back. So what this does is loosen the muscles around the hips and loosen the muscles around the back, getting you ready to start to do your workout today. Let's just do 3 more, warming up the lower back. If you feel a little bit stiff, you can just go through it in a motion that feels like you're pressing almost a sultana into the floor beneath your lower back. Last one. Beautiful. Now we're going to do some little rotations for the spine. So we're going to bring the knees and the ankles together. You can bring the hands out to the sides for a little bit of support, dropping the knees to one side. And thinking about keeping your ankles stacked like Sophie is a really good way to loosen the spine and around those middle to upper back joints as well. And even if you're a bit tight through the neck, Sophie can turn her head to one side. Lifting the heels helps get a little bit more range. You can keep the feet flat if that feels better. Let's go for 1 more each side to warm up the spine. What we call in Pilates the spinal twist or rotations. And then coming back into center. And then just bring the feet at hip distance, arms down by side. And we're going to do a little shoulder bridge, which is really good for the lower back and the spine. As we tilt the lower back down into the floor, peel up through the spine and lift the hips. Send the knees away from you and then roll back down. Upper back, middle back, lower back. If you don't feel as smooth as Sophie does and look today, you might feel a little bit jolty, a little bit sort of hard to roll up. That's totally fine. The more you curl and roll through each vertebrae each time, the more articulation and warming up of those joints you'll do before you start your class. Let's just do 2 more and then we're ready to start moving. Always love a good warm up before you start to work. So whatever feels good on the day. But these are 3 really great warm-up exercises. Works the glutes and the hamstrings and the spine. Beautiful, well done. So let's just put these feet in the straps now. So this is about a 27 kilo load through the leg resistance. So you will get sort of preferred settings that you like for your own resistance. And this is Sophie's resistance that she really feels her legs working today. So first of all, we're going to start with a bend and stretch. So bending the knees and then bringing the knees over the hips and then just straightening the legs out and away. So you keep your knees and your ankles together, and as you straighten out to reach, what you're doing is you're working through your glutes and your hamstrings to get a little bit of resistance against the straps, like you would on the reformer basically. As you're moving through that motion, you want to feel your tailbone heavy and not lifting at any stage. Got about 30 more seconds to go here. And Sophie's doing that really nicely as she's reaching away and just giving a little point of the feet into the straps as she reaches out. Really controls the movement. If you're wobbly, it doesn't matter at all. That's your muscles working hard to stabilize. So wobbling legs is completely normal. Let's go for the last 3. Beautiful. 2. And then 1, reach those legs out really straight and then lift the legs up towards the roof where the resistance is still maintained and then reach the legs down and away. Nice work. So this is really good for those people who have tight in their hamstrings, a little bit weak in their hamstrings due to constant sitting at a desk all day, but also really good for the glutes to fire them up. So when you're walking and you're running, those muscles start to wake up and work a little bit. The thing about when you're working on a reformer or on the mat with this is that you want to keep the tailbone and the pelvis really engaged and heavy on the mat. You don't want to be lifting the pelvis off the mat at any stage. So we've got about 10 more seconds here after that minute, and then we'll do one more leg series here. The next leg series is leg circles. So we're going to reach the legs down. Let's turn the feet out a little bit, get those outside glutes working. Bring the circle up, out and around and control it back in. So now I know some of you will be shaking and wobbling, you won't be as controlled as Soph today. That's totally fine, that's part of the exercise. So the resistance is going down, the control through the hip and through the leg is coming back up. So we resist to go down and then we control through that motion to come back up. This is not only great for hamstrings and glutes and your outer legs, but it's really nourishing for the hip sockets. So say if you have tight hips, you may not be able to go as wide as Sophie can. You may want to just do some little circles for the last 20 seconds there, so just to show people that you can do a smaller circle. You don't have to do such big range of motion when you're doing it. Beautiful, let's go for 5. You can reverse and go back the other way, which is really nice, but just for this episode, we're just going to do one range. Last 2, and 1, nice work, and then relax. Now let's move through a little bit of core work while we're here. So grabbing onto the hand straps. Now Soph has just chosen today a strength of 9 kilos. She really liked that to feel the resistance into her hands. Now let's start with those hands and straps, pressing the hands down towards the side of the body and then controlling the resistance back up, reaching the fingertips down and away. So the collarbones are nice and wide, the shoulder blades are almost snug into a little V at the back of your mat. We do that to stabilise through the shoulders so that we can then fire up the core a little bit more as we press down and away. Now this is probably a level 1 position. Soph's got the strength and you might have the strength to lift one leg up and then lift the other leg up into a tabletop. Now this is a lot of core work now, working through those abs. So really resisting into the bands is working your arms, and that pressing down works the abdominals. So Soph's doing a really great job holding and maintaining her legs up. I wouldn't do it if you don't feel strong enough today, just keep your legs down on the mat. Good. You can always add in a little bit more with a chest lift, like Soph. If you want a little bit more control and resistance, you can add in a little bit more work through the abs. Or for the last bit, you can start to straighten the legs out. Sorry, Soph, let's go for just 5. You could do a chest lift as well, so we add in more work and then control as you come back up. So that's really like that reformer feeling where we're really working the abdominals, which is sort of the focus. Last 2, and then last 1. Yay, beautiful. I'm going to show you a sideline one now. So let's roll onto your side that way. I'm going to place your head onto your arm and then just place the strap, the foot into the strap. You're going to hold the strap. And then usually this will just really hang an anchor in there. You don't have to hold it. If it starts to slip, you could hold it, but it's really safe and anchored in there. So Soph's got this nice external rotation through the legs. Some of you might just be up to here. But we're going to work through this inner thigh line. So as you exhale, press down through that leg. Just hold on to the other end just in case it does want to work. Yep. That's it. And I'll just check how you're lining up through there. So if you roll this arm, this shoulder back, yep, that's it. So this is really nice for extended range through the legs and through the hamstrings, sort of the back inner thigh muscle. I really love the feeling of this one. And you can hold onto the strap if it feels better, or you can relax your head down on your arms, so if that feels more controlled through the movement. So if you are a bit tight in your hips, this is so good for the range of motion and so good for flexibility through the pelvis. Let's go for 6. A minute goes quite quickly. Let's go for 5. 3, 2, and 1. So we'll just show you one side today. So if you're doing a workout, you could go to the other side as well. So we're going to take that out and then coming onto your knees facing the door. This is one of my favourite ones to do at the moment, where we work through the arms and we work through the abs. So you're going to find a resistance that feels nice. You might need to walk back a little bit. And then just bring the arms down towards your side for now. Good, and then control as you bring the arms back and then bring the arms. So this is really good for core, lower back, shoulders, and it feels really nice to just be on your knees and have that stability through the center. We want to keep the shoulder blades snug down into the back pockets like Sophie's and keep the bottom from wanting to stick out. We sort of have a little scoop of the tummy to stop that bottom wanting to stick out. So as you're moving through that, you're emptying the breath in and out of the body to just keep the load out of the body from just holding. You want to keep that gentle flow of the breath. That's it, nice work. The hands in the straps, in the loops, thumbs can be on top and fingertips can just be reaching through. And what that does is really work those triceps into the resistance and into the movement. You can do for the last 20 seconds here, Sophia, sit down as you press down with the arms and then control as you come back up. Yeah, that's it, good. So this is really good for your glutes as you come up and really good control for the core as you go down. You feel that? Good. So let's just go for the last 5. Amazing. And last one, and coming back up. And then standing like we would on the reformer. We're going to come up into standing and step one leg back. So you're sort of in a lunge position. Now this really targets the glutes. It also works the whole body. This is the full body part. So bring the arms forward, then as you come down, you press the hands back to sort of just past your hips. You're controlling the movement through the shoulders as you press back. And this type of movement really works into these back of hips and glute muscles. Nice work. Good control, beautiful. So any type of resistance when we're moving is going to work the full body for stability. So if you feel a little bit out of whack and you're wobbling side to side, that's totally normal. Totally fine, and it's all about getting stability over time of all those little smaller muscles which we know we're working in Pilates. Now I might just get you to lean forward on this one now and then bend through the front knee and hold that position and just do the arms.
Bend the back knee too?
You can if you need a little bit bend, but otherwise keep it straight like you're in a lunge. Yeah, that's beautiful. Good. So now we're working stability through the lower body and working the core and the arms in that position. I really like this one on the reformer. And so this is one you can replicate at home and have at home. Nice. So we'll just do this for about 8 more reps. Really nice control. So it's really working that back leg, holding that leg in that position. So it's really quite a lot of strength needed, full body to load you through. Last 2. And then 1, nice work. And then let's come to standing, and we're going to finish with another one that's really beautiful to do for the whole body. So you're bringing your arms forward, and then as you bring the hands down, you bend the knees and sort of let the knees stack over the hips. Yeah, that's it. So we're doing a squat, press, and then control as we come back up. This one after a minute is what really exhausts you, what makes you feel like your heart rates come up, that you're really starting to work and fire up through the whole body. Really good for building glute, core strength, hip mobility, and that upper body as well. Last 30 seconds. Beautiful. Nice work. Last 5. Good. Good. 2. And last one. And then control and come up. So I hope you liked our little video, our intro today, and seeing the different positions you can do on the mat that really replicate being on the reformer. Thank you.